Welcome to my $100,000 stock experiment, year 2, week 12, ending July 5th, 2019. This isn't an endorsement to purchase any stocks that I've bought, nor an endorsement to purchase stocks in general. I'm just sharing my stock journey with you. Watch me on my journey, learn from my mistakes, and celebrate my successes. I'm on a mission to become a great CanSlim growth stock investor. I want to see if I can reach my $200,000 goal of doubling my money in year 2. I didn't make it in year 1, so hopefully I will in year 2. My focus is on stock selection, buying, and managing my portfolio. Plus, I'll continue to practice and refine my sell rules that I developed last year. For portfolio management, I like to own about 4 IPO stocks, which I have and I had last week. And I like to have 4 CanSlim growth style stocks. With those, I'm doing a buy 1, a buy 2, and a buy 3. And I also like to have a prior leader that I think is poised for a comeback. The question came up this week is what to do if I miss a B2 or a B3. Those buys that I do when the stock is up 2.5% and 5% for my initial buy. I wanted to buy a B2 for one of the stocks that's doing well. So I have some new rules that I'm going to use when I want to make a B2 or a B3 if I've missed the initial point to do that. So one of them is if there's 12 of 15 days up, and the other one is if the stock has a new high. According to Investors Business Daily that you can find at investors.com, the market is in a confirmed uptrend. This is a 1-year chart for the S&P 500, and I drew 3 blue lines on it, which I thought were areas of resistance. I drew those lines a few months ago. The market had cleared them and then come back below them, and now it's well above. It looks like it's near an all-time high at 29.90 is what it closed at. The volatility index is also looking well. The lower the better on this one. It closed the week at 1328, and I like it below that 16 mark, and that's the yellow line I drew on there. So I'm really happy with where it's at. It's been below that 16 mark all week long. I did make one purchase this week, Enphase Energy. I made a B2 in that. It had been performing really well, and I wanted another position in it. I did not have any sells this week. Here's my current holding bar chart for the 9 stocks that I own. Each bar represents 1 week. Each week I evaluate the charts and I put them in order of weakest to strongest. Not necessarily the ones that have gained the most, but the ones that look like they have the strongest chart. Some stocks you can hold for a short period and they go up more than stocks that you've held for a longer period. IIPR I've held for 4 weeks and it's up more than Enphase, which I've held for 8 weeks. Although I rated Enphase my strongest stock because I thought that it had a better looking chart than IIPR. This is a new chart this week I wanted to share. It's a comparison chart that I got from MarketSmith, which is another IBD product. This is comparing the price of the stocks from number A, from 1 month period, from 6.7 to 7.5. At B, it shows you the percentage gain for that time period, the stock symbol and the stock name. And then C is showing you what they call the index scale. 100 is 0%, and then 105 is 5%, 110 is 10%. And then the numbers that I put next to it, the 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, those are the ranking of the stocks this week that I put up. So Enphase is number 9. I like that chart the best because it's steadily increasing, and it's increasing at a steadier rate than Amazon. And IIPR, although it's up more, it is more volatile. You can see that it's going up and down, up and down. Slack Technologies, stock symbol work. This is the chart that I think is the weakest. The 8-day simple moving average line just showed up on this chart because it's an IPO stock, so it hasn't been out there that long. And the price is below that 8-day simple moving average. I've held this stock for 1.5 weeks and it's down over 5%. I left my floor at the 8%. I'm trying to give the stock a little bit of time to form its base and move up. Stoked. This is another IPO stock. I left the floor at the 8%. I'm concerned that 3 of the last 4 days it closed in the bottom part of its range. I've held this stock for 1.5 weeks and it's up over 3%. Uber. I don't like the action on this chart either. The price has fallen close to my purchase price and it's below the 8-day and the 13-day simple moving average, and it did cross below that 28-day exponential moving average on Friday. I've held this stock for 4.5 weeks and it's up 0.3%. Beyond Meat. I have a great gain in this stock, 65% in just about 6 weeks. I did raise my floor to the 28-day exponential moving average. This stock has been going sideways, so I'm holding it and hoping to see it go up, but the 8-day is below the 13-day simple moving average, which I don't like, but it also hasn't had much price volatility this last week. ServiceNow, stock symbol NOW. I've held this stock for 2.5 weeks and it's up 4%. I did rate this as one of my stronger stocks because the price is above that 8-day and the 13-day simple moving average, but it's not my strongest stock because that 8-day simple moving average is below the 13-day, which if a stock's accelerating, the pink would be on top of the green or above it. And I did leave my floor at last week's 28-day exponential moving average. Amazon. I'm hoping to hold this stock long term, so I'm giving it some room for the price to fluctuate. I did keep my floor at that 200-day simple moving average. This stock is one of the ones that I classify as a prior leader poised for a comeback. I have 3 buys in this stock that I've held just about 4 weeks, and they range from up 8%, up 5%, and up 3%. ATR. I've held this stock just about 14 weeks and it's up 16%. I did raise my floor to that 28-day exponential moving average. I like this chart because the stock is above the 8-day and the 13-day simple moving average all week, but it's slower growth than IIPR and Enphase. IIPR, I have 2 buys in this stock that I've held for 4 weeks. One is up an incredible 36% and the other one's up just about 33%. The stock did dip below its 8-day and 13-day simple moving average this week, but it did close above them both. And I raised my floor to the 28-day exponential moving average. Enphase. I have 2 buys in this stock. One of them I've held for 7 weeks and it's up 33%. And then I made another buy this week because this stock has been performing really well. It did hit a new high, so I did make a new purchase that I've just held for 1 day. This stock closed well above its 8-day and 13-day simple moving average, and it did have 7 up days in a row, so I consider this my strongest stock this week. Here's a chart showing the current dollar gain in each of the stocks that I own, sorted in the order of weakest to strongest. I do have a loss in one stock in Work, $515. Down at the bottom, Beyond, you can see that it did go down from last week, but the 2 above it, Enphase and IIPR, both had nice gains. This is the percentage change per week, sorted with the weakest on the top. My feeling is if I take care of the weakest, the strongest will take care of themselves. I do have quite a few disappointing stocks this week, 4 of them. Uber, Work, Beyond, and Stoke are all down over 4% this week. I'll be keeping a close eye on them next week to see if they continue to go down or if they recover. Even though I had those stocks that were down, the benchmark is showing that for 1 year and 12 weeks, I'm up 33% versus 12.5% for the S&P 500. Here's the industry breakdown, and I put the number 2 on the 2 stocks that I have 2 buys in, and a number 3 on the stock that I have 3 buys in. Up in the top left-hand corner in the orange, IIPR, I only have 2 buys in this stock, but it is my largest holding. I have 21,515 versus Amazon, which I have 3 buys in, and it's only up to a total value of 20,983. And Enphase, which I have 2 buys in is a close third with 19,398. All the other stocks, I only have 1 buy in. At the end of week 12, I have a cash balance of $2,722. I basically need more cash before I can take any action, so I have to sell something. If I do sell something and get more cash, my options are to do a buy 3 in either IIPR or Enphase. I could do a buy 2 or a buy 3 in Now, or I could do a buy 2 or buy 3 in ATR, which I don't think is likely because that stock's not accelerating enough for me. Or I could purchase a new stock. I like looking at charts, but I'm still struggling with creating a watch list. Every week it seems to change and I'm not very consistent. So I'm going to start sharing with you what I'm doing for a watch list and see if I can get better at this. My sources this week, including reviewing the top 3 stocks in the top 35 industry groups. I looked at the mini charts in the IBD weekly paper. This includes the IBD 100, the big cap, sector leaders, IPO leaders. And I tried to identify stocks where I thought fund ownership was increasing. Then I reviewed those charts in MarketSmith. And then once a week, I meet with, I call her my trading partner, Robin, and we review what's on my watch list and what's on her watch list and make comments, and I weed things out. So here's what I came up with. The first 6 stocks are ones that I identified when I looked at the top 3 stocks in each of the 35 top industry groups. And the bottom 6 are ones that I think have increasing mutual fund ownership. I have a comment column where I added some notes. A bunch of the ones at the bottom have the 813 where I think the 8-day and the 13-day are crossing or are just about to cross. And sometimes I put a price that I think I should be entering the stock at. In the Fidelity Active Trader Pro program, I created a watch list and it populates with the current price. So I did this on 7/8 in the morning, and then I figured out what quantity I need to buy to get approximately $10,000 of that stock. I put that in the quantity column at number 1, and then at number 2, I entered the price, which was on the screenshot when I first entered the stock. So theoretically, I could buy the stock at that price sometime on 7/8. Then I save this, and now I have a watch list that I can monitor over the next few days and few weeks and see which stocks are increasing and which stocks are declining and what my total profit would be if I had purchased them. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for my next episode, or better yet, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want an alert when I post a new episode.